Howdy! Welcome to the Whiskey Butler. I'm your host, Wesley Butler, here to serve you a little whiskey wisdom. All right, I promised you fun and adventure on this 12-day Advent series, and here we are in day 2, and I'm a man of my word, so I'm here to give you fun and adventure. It's the first day it's the second day, and it's not just me. So as promised, you won't have to hear from me in every single episode, like solely me in every single episode. So I have my first special guest. It is actually their debut appearance on the Whiskey Butler. It is one of my oldest friends here in DC. Wait a minute, that came out wrong. Not oldest friends. It is one of the friends that I've actually known the longest here in DC. Let me introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, Amy Driscoll.
Yay!
Yay!
Hi.
Oh, you got a hug and everything?
You gotta have a hug.
Oh my gosh, you gotta have hugs.
Yeah.
We're hugging it out here on the Whiskey Butler. COVID be damned.
Is that what they do on all the talk shows? I mean, like that's what they do. They come out.
This is true. They come out and they hug.
Yeah.
I never thought about it that way.
So.
All right, I'm gonna have to make sure that the rest of my guests hug.
Yeah, I'm setting a trend.
Setting a trend. I like that, setting a trend. Okay, so Amy here, graphic designer. Some of the things that you may see on the wall over here, when I was getting this thing started, I was like, Amy, I don't know how to do a logo. Can you help me? Now, Amy does way better stuff than this, but she was helpful in giving me things to think about, how I wanted it to be put together, so on and so forth. So I want to thank you for that. Amy's also the only person that my son will do a gingerbread house with during the holidays. So I hope your schedule's clear because he'll probably be calling you here pretty soon.
We've already figured this out.
You've already figured it out?
Yeah, we already have a date and time and everything.
Perfect. See, I don't even need to be involved in that. I don't need to be involved.
It's the annual gingerbread
thing. Annual gingerbread thing. That's good. That's good. It keeps me from having to do it. I certainly appreciate that. Yes. So like I said, Amy and I, we've known each other. I've been in DC for 17 years. You were here before I got here. So I've known you for 17 years now. Amy and I have been to dive bars, formals, galas, but what I remember, which is why I asked her to come on this thing, she doesn't know this story. She knows the story because she was there, right? But she has no idea what I'm about to say. Yeah, I know, it's exciting, isn't it? So we were out one night at Panache. Remember Panache over off Connecticut? Yeah. So we were out at Panache, and I thought I was cool, right?
Was this your birthday though? No, this is a different time.
I don't remember what time it was. We were just at Panache.
Gotcha.
We could just go there on a Tuesday.
We did. It was one of your hangout spots.
It was. So I'm there. I'm cool. It's my hangout spot. I go up to the bar. I'm like, hey, I probably was drinking like Jack and Ginger at the time because people here don't have Dr. Pepper, so I couldn't do Jack and Dr. Pepper. So probably a Jack and Ginger. Amy rolls up to the bar and Amy's like, I'll have a Jack Neat. And the bartender goes, you want some ice? And she's like, no, just Jack Neat. And I thought, damn, girl, just drinking whiskey straight. Okay, that's how you do it. Okay. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's how she does it. So in honor of that story and Amy drinking Jack Daniel's Neat, the whiskey, the Bottled and Bond whiskey that I have chosen for day 2 is, drumroll please, Jack Daniel's Bottled and Bond.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you want to check it out?
Oh yeah, that's beautiful. Look at that. Wow.
So
nice. I like that.
So yes, I bought it. I know what it looks like.
I know, but I mean, this is sort of I get
this
into
is your
this
thing.
stuff.
This is yeah.
But they have, if you haven't seen this, and I'll
go right ahead.
This beautiful imprint of the glass, which is really kind of cool, very antique-y looking. It's very pretty.
Okay. So I was very excited when I got my hands on this Jack Daniel's Bottled and Bond because, like I said, I'm a Jack Daniel's fan. Jack Daniel's is the first whiskey I ever remember drinking. Maybe not before I was of legal drinking age, but whatever, it happens. And so I've really been trying to get my hand, I've had the Gentleman Jack and the Single Barrel and all this other stuff, but this Bottled and Bond, until just recently, was only available in duty-free shops in airports.
Oh, really?
So unless you were going on an international trip, you could not buy Jack Daniel's Bottled and Bond. But somebody down in Lynchburg, Virginia said, you know what? We just need to bring this to the masses, okay? And I thank whoever that was in Lynchburg, Virginia, for deciding to bring this to the masses so that we can all not have to go on an international trip. Yeah, I said Lynchburg, Tennessee.
You said Virginia.
Did I say Virginia?
I heard Virginia.
Oh, I probably
But that's
did.
okay, because I'm like kind of from that area.
See, that's probably what I had in my head,
That's probably
right?
what you had in that mind. Like
Okay.
my family is from Roanoke, and so maybe
that's
maybe
what I had in my
I'm
mind.
from Richmond, you know. Maybe
So the
that's
folks in Lynchburg, Tennessee decided to sell it to the masses. Thank you for that correction. I appreciate that. So let's just go ahead and start drinking. Have you ever had this?
I don't believe I have.
And see, I saved this
know,
for
it's
you.
not even open
It's
yet.
not
This
even
is so
opened. I saved
exciting.
it particularly for you.
Oh, this is
Okay.
and so duty free. Can you? So now you can buy it other places than the duty
Yes,
free.
you don't have to. You don't have to get it at the duty free shop.
Well, I didn't even know that was. I would have looked for it. My travels.
Well, how many times you go on an international trip?
I mean, I used to go a lot. I mean, before
Really?
the pandemic.
Oh.
My last job.
Didn't
all
you
the time.
recently go on an international
I
trip?
did. I just went to Italy.
What?
I didn't really pay. I didn't have a lot of. Didn't concentrate on the bourbons or whiskeys over
You
there.
were drinking a lot of wine,
It
huh?
was a wine. It was a wine trip.
Did you come back with any Chianti?
I did. Yes, a case just arrived the other day. So next dinner.
Chianti is one of my favorite Italian wines.
Oh,
It
yeah?
also makes me think of Anthony Hopkins in
Oh, yeah.
Silence of the Lambs.
fava beans.
Yeah, the fava beans and a nice Chianti. Creepy. Okay. There you go.
All right. Oh, lovely. Okay.
Yes. Note the amber color
it is. It's
of.
beautiful.
Yes.
All right.
So, Tennessee whiskey has its own particular style that it's made in. It's made like a bourbon, right? So we've got the more than 51% corn, some malted barley and some rye in there. But the thing about Tennessee whiskey is that they filter it through this charcoal thing, after it's been distilled to they call it to mellow it out before they put it into the barrel. So, that's why they say Tennessee whiskey is so smooth.
Well, it smells good.
Yes, it does smell smooth. So now, what? Oh, yeah. Cheers! Before I get to the quiz. Oh yeah, there will be
Is
quiz.
it quiz? Oh,
There is
no.
yeah, totally.
Oh wait, I have to remember what you just said. Wow, that's really good.
You like that?
Oh my god, that's
so
really nice.
what
That's
are you
dangerous.
tasting?
What I'm
Other than-
tasting or what I'm thinking. Right now I'm thinking, where can I get some of this for my holiday spirit? Okay.
For your holiday, you don't want to put this in your holiday spirit.
No, I'm just like to get me in the
To
holiday
get you
spirit,
in the
yeah.
holiday mood.
I'm not
By
going
the
to put
way,
this in my eggnog.
Jack Daniel's rye whiskey is what you need in your eggnog.
Is it? Okay,
Jack
that's
Daniel's
the thing,
rye
right.
is what you need in your eggnog.
Pretty sure that's what I grew up on as a kid. That's
Probably so.
what,
Yeah,
We'll get
yeah.
to that later.
Great parents.
Where do you think I have my love of Jack Daniels from? My father. So we'll get,
Really?
Oh yeah, we'll get into that.
Oh, we can talk about that,
can talk
girl.
about
We can
that.
talk about that.
All right, well, this is very nice.
We can talk about it.
Wow.
So I will say this has a deeper flavor than regular Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Even a deeper flavor than Gentleman Jack. I mean, I've had Gentleman Jack so much now, I drink it kind of like water, which I don't know if that's good or bad. But this is going to be stronger than both of those, right? Because this is 100 proof. Let's see, it says here on the bottle, big bowl Tennessee whiskey, layered notes of caramel, rich oak, and spice. I don't taste the spice. I certainly taste the caramel and the rich oak.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's a little spiciness to it. I think there's a hint. It's not like others by far. I mean, your collection. If you think of your collection as a whole, I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
there's some spicy stuff down
spicier
here.
stuff,
This is
but-
certainly not one that I would
But
put in
this
that
is it's
category.
a nice spice. It's like that's what I mean.
like
It
a
warms
baking,
you.
like a baking spice.
Oh no, it kind of gives you that little bit of a warm. That's I think when they say
It's cold
spice.
outside. I need some
Yeah.
Jack Daniels bottled
That's what I
and
feel like
bond.
when they say spice. I always feel like they're gonna say it's gonna make you warm inside, kind of
Okay.
like yeah.
I know lots of
Next
people that
next
only.
to a fire pit. Oh, don't you have a fire pit?
I do have a fire pit. It's the middle of the week though. We can't fire up the fire pit
guess
right
so.
now.
I guess so.
Maybe I'll
Right.
do it. Maybe I'll do it in a later episode.
Sometime, but
Yeah. Ooh.
we'll have to have some of this next to
I
the
have to
fire.
have some of this next to the fire. Okay, I can do that.
I'm gonna try not to drink it too fast.
All right. So save some just in case you need to pause as I ask you these questions. So we are in a 12-day Advent series about bottled and bond whiskey. What do you know about bottled and bond whiskey? Can you give me one thing that makes a whiskey qualify as bottled and bond? And hopefully your vision's not that good because it's written right here on the bottle.
What does it say?
Nope, my arm's in the way.
Bottled and bond.
Yep.
And really, I'm probably not on a lot of your whiskey butlers because I'm just not very educated in all this stuff.
That's
I've
okay.
been to
That's okay.
distilleries.
The next time you get sick, you can just binge watch all my videos.
There we go.
Yeah.
I would think that like if you're bottled and bond, like to bond something, it's like certain protocol around the packaging and the certification of the.
Okay.
Something
There's
like
something that's you're in the ballpark.
Okay,
Right,
all
you're
right.
in the ballpark.
Well, I'm
What's the
probably
pr-
left field, but that's with you.
That's still in the game.
Okay.
What's the proof of bottled and bond whiskeys?
I have no idea. 100. You said it earlier. You said
did.
100 proof.
Yes.
At least 100. Okay.
No. 100.
Okay,
It's
100.
not at least. It's
Okay, all
100.
right, 100.
All bottled and bond whiskey is proofed at 100.
I'm gonna learn something. This is
Aged
great.
at least.
4 years.
Aged at least 4 years. Yes, aged at least 4 years. Single distilling season, single distiller, and a single distilling season, single distillery, single distiller.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And then it has to be in a federally bonded warehouse, and the packaging has to clearly state that it is a bonded whiskey
Okay.
and where it was bottled.
All right.
Yes.
Do you see it says the big words right at the bottom? It says 100. But you did a good job of covering.
I did a good job of covering it. Okay.
exactly.
So, I told you before we got on this, I'm going to ask some hard-hitting questions here on the Whiskey Butler. Hard-hitting questions.
Yeah. Wow.
So my first question is, what's your favorite holiday drink?
Well, I mean, it's probably, I guess, eggnog probably would be my
Okay.
favorite, like, holiday.
Straight eggnog, or maybe with a little,
Oh no, it's
little
spiked.
something in it.
Oh,
It's spiked
definitely
eggnog.
Spiked eggnog.
Okay,
It's
okay,
like that,
okay.
To me, if it's just plain eggnog, it tastes like a milkshake. I mean, it's not the same thing. It's completely not. I mean, in fact, it's like, more whiskey than it is eggnog, in my opinion. Whiskey or bourbon or whichever thing it might be.
It's really like eggnog it's really whiskey with a splash of eggnog.
Basically, yeah.
Okay,
I would say
okay,
that's
okay.
But the favorite is my way my brother makes. He makes the best. So I'm just like, yes, another one, please. In fact, last year at the airport, he met me with a thermos of eggnog for the car
Is that a
ride
good?
home.
Is that a big brother?
Yeah.
See, we big brothers. We big brothers. We're awesome like that,
Yeah,
right?
it was awesome.
We big brothers. We're awesome like that. That's good. Shout out to the big brother. What's your big brother's name?
Matt.
Shout out to Matt. Shout out to Matt. Good looking out. Good looking out. Okay. Next question. Favorite holiday movie?
Okay. Gosh, I feel like I'm so generic when I say these things.
It's your favorite, okay? We don't need to talk about,
I think the
well,
one, it's everyone says this, but I just kind of, it's like a nice reminder of life, and it's a Wonderful Life is my favorite because
Okay.
I like to watch that once a year. It's
that's
like,
Kevin Hart, right?
although that would be a great remake. That would be amazing. He'd be great in that role because you can't really top,
Jimmy Stewart.
Jimmy Stewart. You can't really top him in my mind. But you can't, I mean, like, he does such a good job, but like Kevin Hart, I mean, I
you
would
never
watch
know.
that for sure. That'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to a streaming channel near you soon. Okay.
Do we get credit for it though? Like some royalties off that?
I don't know. We should.
We
right?
should. Like,
We need to
make this happen.
We need to tweet at Kevin Hart like, "Hey, we got this great idea. Okay, we need to. Can we get paid? Can we get paid? Then maybe I can actually get some sponsorships for this channel and like stop footing the bill just for myself. Which, by the way, folks in Lynchburg, Tennessee, please don't be offended that I said Lynchburg, Virginia. If you wanted to send a couple of bottles this way, that'd be whatever. Anyway, back to what we were talking about. We were talking about this, and you said your dad
Oh yeah.
was who got you into drinking, of course, after you were legal drinking
Yes,
age.
of
Yeah,
course.
totally. Of course.
Of course.
So how did he get you into liking or enjoying Jack Daniels?
I can't say that he was like actively getting me to drink it, but I will say many people probably had this experience as a kid, or maybe it was just me and my parents. But you'd go, pass by a glass and you think it's water and you sip on it and it's not water. That is diluted whiskey. So I remember as a very
That's really diluted whiskey, unless it was white whiskey, like corn whiskey.
No, but I think ice had melted. It's just,
Okay.
they were a lot more moderate in terms of nowadays.
Okay, we just drink it
Right.
straight.
So, but I think
Who needs ice?
So as I got into college, just I actually really didn't drink a lot of hard stuff in college, and then except unless it was like flavored by punch or something.
You were into the box wine.
Yeah, I guess so. And
Boots Farm.
somewhere along the lines, I remember learning to drink like vodka, right? And so once you get through vodka, like I think it's like a gateway into other alcohols personally.
Probably is, yes.
Yeah, because you can like give it a different flavor and then slowly back off of that flavor, whatever that might be, and then you get to the real taste. So at some point, I remember my dad, he was a huge Jack Daniels fan, and that's what he preferred to drink. And so that's what he would have all the time. And so I was like, sure, I'll try. And then my brother would have it, and we put it in the eggnog. It was probably eggnog that got me.
It's probably the
I'm
eggnog.
going to be honest.
It's the gateway. It's the gateway.
It's the gateway.
That's
Sitting
how they
by
got
the
you.
fire, drinking some eggnog. And then, as you know, it's just less and less eggnog. But my father, when they were retired and my father and my mother would travel around, they would take Jack Daniels with them everywhere they went. Like, they'd pack it in the back of the car so they'd get to the hotel, and this was their happy hour, right? Like, my mom would have her wine and he would have his Jack Daniels, and it was like their little happy hour before they went and did whatever.
That's convenient.
Oh, this is
He
big
knows
deal.
that he could buy like the little Jack Daniel's shooters at the local liquor store
But
wherever they were going.
That's
right?
not cost effective. It had to be cost effective. So with my dad, it had to be cost effective.
I wish I had met your dad.
Yeah,
'cause
he was great. He's right.
I like this. It'd be like, no, I can't do that. I'm paying like $2 extra for that shooter
Oh,
over there,
yeah.
when I got this whole bottle right here.
Right. He's like, I don't have time for the little bottles. No. So when I got older and I lived in DC, and he found out that alcohol,
Keep talking.
that it was cheaper in DC than where he was in Virginia.
Shout out to Amy's dad. I got a little bottle here. Just just carry it with me.
So he would travel, so every time they come to visit me, and by this time I started to drink Jack Daniels, and I would buy maybe a smaller bottle or something. I'd have it. So he would leave me and he wouldn't just travel with this size. He would travel with this big one.
The
because
175?
They would go visit friends, and their friends would partake in this, or they'd go rent a house, or they go whatever they do. So he would leave at my house. He'd take whatever, my barely drunk, or what's the word? Anyways,
Barely consumed.
There you
go.
bottle of Jack Daniels, and he would then, leave me a brand new one, which was really kind of him.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he would leave me a
totally.
brand new
That's what parents
massive
do,
bottle.
right? That's what parents do.
So then he'd come back through town, and then he would actually, leave me another one, replace it, take mine, replace it, because it was a better, it was just a better.
Gosh, Amy, I've only been gone 6 days, and this big bottle that I left you is half gone. What have you been doing around here?
So I know it was a little endearing. It's a story I remember fondly. So.
Well, I appreciate it. This is the first, known you 17 years. This is the first time I ever heard that story.
Oh yeah, no, that's kind of, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But,
Trish, you got any stories out there you haven't told me either? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure she has lots of stories.
Trish is Amy's twin sister, by the way. That's a whole other story. Probably a story for another episode. Okay. Before we bore everyone out there, because we're going to, finish this up so we can go drink more of this or whatever. But I do have one final question.
Okay.
If you're sitting around the fire, right, with the fam, and, your mom or dad had brought you a stocking, and it was full of this bottle of Jack Daniels, would you consider it to be charcoal? That's actual charcoal.
Okay.
Or would you consider it to be a candy cane?
All right. Maybe I need to. Because I was raised that if you got charcoal in your stocking, that was bad, right?
Yes.
All right.
That's what it's intended to mean
Okay.
here. Charcoal bad.
All right.
Candy cane good.
Well,
So if
I
you got
that in my
this
stocking-
in your stocking, would you consider it to be charcoal or candy cane?
Candy cane.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
Definitely.
See, you're reading way too much into that
I
question.
know
It was-
I'm sorry. This is sort of who I am. Sorry.
All right. So
Overthinker Anonymous.
Overthinker Anonymous. Well, I'm gonna give you a Nerds candy cane
Ooh,
just
okay.
for that.
Look at
Yes.
that. Oh, that's pretty.
Well, everyone, that is our episode for today. We got Jack Daniels Bottled and Bond. No longer only in duty-free shops. You can pick this up at any local liquor store that sells Jack Daniels Bottled and Bond. And it's actually fairly reasonably priced too. It's somewhere around like $40-45. So, won't break the bank. But I want to thank Amy for her debut episode coming on today. I want to thank you for watching. Please like this episode, comment, subscribe to the Whiskey Butler, and click the bell when you subscribe so you're always updated on new episodes. New episodes like day 3 coming tomorrow when we're talking about another bottled and bond whiskey on this 12-day Advent adventure that we're on. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Instagram is at the Whiskey Butler. Twitter is at Butler Whiskey. Do all those things to try and stay in touch with the people out there like yourself. And I'm going to stop talking now and we're going to go drink some whiskey. So happy holidays and see you later.